Attention passionate Seattle Seahawks fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Let's get to the news, so let's talk about the latest buzz that has Seahawks fans buzzing all over the internet and our chat groups. There's serious speculation that Seattle might be making a bold move in the upcoming offseason, possibly trading for one of the league's most dominant pass rushers, Myles Garrett from the Cleveland Browns. Now I know what some of you are thinking. Garrett is a game changer, a true elite edge rusher, and bringing him to Seattle could totally transform our defense. And honestly, it's not just idle talk. Sources close to the situation suggest that the Browns, who are in the middle of a rough rebuild after their disastrous 3-14 season in 2025, might be looking to blow things up and start fresh. With a defense that was leaking 32 points per game last season, Cleveland is now eyeing the future, and Garrett could be a key piece in that puzzle. What's really interesting here is the potential trade package. Reports hint that Cleveland could be willing to send Garrett to Seattle for a first-round pick in 2026 and a third-rounder in 2027. If that happens, it would be a massive boost for the Seahawks, especially since we're sitting on about $69 million in cap space, according to OTC, ready to make a splash. Now, one of the biggest needs for Seattle has been a dominant edge after losing Charles Cross to injury last season, and Garrett fits that bill perfectly. Imagine the impact of having a player like him, a beast who can pulverize pockets and create chaos in the backfield. Let's talk about Garrett himself. He's just 30 years old, but he's been a titan on the edge since 2017. Over his career, he's accumulated 115 sacks, 340 tackles, and 20 forced fumbles. In 2025, despite dealing with a shoulder strain that caused him to miss 3 games, he still managed to rack up 16 sacks, leading the entire NFL, and 52 tackles, 30 QB hits, and a PFF grade of 94, one which was tops among all edge rushers. His pass rush win rate was an elite 30%, and he consistently pressures quarterbacks, with EPA per snap at -0.17, and a run-stop win rate of 35%, ranking him among the league's best. When you watch Garrett play, you see a player who's almost unstoppable in one-on-one situations, capable of creating mismatches against even the best offensive lines. His ability to generate pressures, 105 in 2025 with double teams accounting for 70%, shows his resilience and dominance, even when opponents try to neutralize him. His comparison to J.J. Watt isn't just hype. Garrett has a similar legacy as a disruptive force, boosting his team's defense as much as Watt did during his prime. His recent accolades include being named DPOY in 2023 and earning 5 Pro Bowl selections. And with his combination of size, speed, and technique, Garrett can be a cornerstone piece for any defense looking to elevate its game. Now, why would Cleveland consider trading him? Well, their cap situation is tight. They're roughly $15 million over the cap for 2026, according to SpotTrack. They need to fill other holes in their secondary and interior line, especially after such a poor season. Plus, Cleveland has shown a willingness to trade star players to build around their draft picks, similar to what the Jets did with Aaron Rodgers in 2025. The Browns seem to view Garrett as a valuable asset in their rebuild, even if it means parting with a player of his caliber. Rumors from Schefter and other insiders suggest Cleveland might be looking for cap relief and draft capital to reshape their roster. For the Seahawks, acquiring Garrett would be a game changer. His addition could increase our sack total by around 25%, pushing us from 40 sacks last season to near 50. That kind of upgrade would drastically improve our defense, which struggled to get consistent pressure in 2025. Currently, Seattle's defense ranked around 24th in EPA per play, and that's an area we desperately need to improve if we want to compete at the highest level again. Having Garrett on the line alongside Uchenna Nwasu, who finished the year with a PFF grade of 85. 9 would give us a dynamic duo that could generate more than 30 sacks combined, creating havoc for opposing quarterbacks and forcing turnovers. Think about the impact. Against teams like the 49ers, who are known for their tough offensive line, having Garrett could create some serious mismatches. He's a nightmare for any blocker, often forcing double teams and collapsing pockets from the inside. His ability to generate pressures, 105 last season, and his YAC forced yards after contact of 45 top in the league, show his relentless pursuit of the ball carrier. All of this would mean that our defense could turn from a liability into a strength, complementing our offense led by Geno Smith, who finished 2025 with a solid PFF grade of 84, and an average of over 200 yards per game through the air. Of course, the Seahawks organization has a history of making bold moves when it believes it can push for a Super Bowl. Think about it. After the 2013 season, when we shocked the league and won the Lombardi Trophy, our pass rush was legendary. We had players like Michael Bennett and Cliff Avril, who could generate relentless pressure, and that's precisely what Garrett could bring to our defense today. The idea of pairing him with Uchenna Nwasu, creating a double threat on the edge, is enough to make any Seahawks fan dream about a top-5 defense again. And with our offense, featuring Geno Smith, who continues to develop, and a receiving core that's talented and versatile, we could become one of the most balanced teams in the NFC. Now, looking at the bigger picture, some analysts and betting sites have started to recognize the Seahawks as serious contenders for a deep playoff run if they make a move like this. The odds of Seattle winning Super Bowl LXI were around plus 2,000 at the start of the offseason, but with a potential Garrett addition, those odds could tighten significantly. Some estimates suggest they could drop to plus 800. That's a huge shift, especially considering how much Garrett's presence would elevate the entire team. His ability to turn close games into wins to make the difference in crunch time is exactly what a Super Bowl caliber team needs. Picture a defense that cuts down opponents' points from 27 points per game to perhaps under 20. That would put us in the conversation with the league's elite defenses, right alongside the 49ers and Eagles. And let's not forget the historic context. The Seahawks in 2013 had a pass rush that was legendary, and that's what we're aiming to rebuild with a player like Garrett. His presence would be a catalyst, not just for this season, but for years to come. It's a move that could define an era of Seahawks football, creating a dynasty built on a dominant front seven, capable of wreaking havoc on even the best offenses in the league. His addition would send a message to the rest of the NFC that Seattle is serious about reclaiming its place at the top. In conclusion, this potential trade is a visionary move, one that could reshape the Seahawks' future. It's about more than just upgrading a position. It's about setting a tone, establishing a legacy, and making a statement that Seattle is back in the conversation for the NFL's biggest prize. Garrett's impact could be felt immediately, but its true significance lies in the long-term potential of building a formidable defense that can carry us deep into the playoffs and beyond. The Seahawks have shown they're willing to make bold decisions, and if this happens, it could be the start of something truly special. A new chapter in Seahawks history, with a defense that's feared across the league. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Seattle Seahawks news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. So what do you think, Seahawks fans? Would you be all in on a trade for Myles Garrett? Is he the missing piece to push us over the top? I want to hear your thoughts. Drop your comments below. Tell me if you think this move makes sense or if you're worried about the risks. Remember, this is all speculation for now, but if it happens, it could be one of the most exciting offseason moves in Seahawks history. Keep your eyes peeled because the NFL offseason is always full of surprises, and Seattle is no stranger to making bold moves when the opportunity is right. We're building something special here, and with Garrett in our arsenal, the sky's the limit. Stay tuned, Seahawks fans, because the best is yet to come, and I'll be right here to keep you updated every step of the way. And now, Seattle Seahawks fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and the Seattle Seahawks. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Seattle Seahawks news.